Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. This is Mike. Welcome back to my TV room. And I'm here to show you what I got in the recent sale from Kino-Lorber. Okay, I picked up a total of 36 items, all Blu-rays, and 3 of those items are box sets, and there are 3 Blu-rays in each set. So a total of 42 Blu-rays that I brought into the house, and I'd like to show them to you. Now, I actually made this video, did the same thing in a video about 20 minutes ago, and I didn't like the way it came out, so I'm doing it. I deleted that, and I'm doing it a second time. So I think 5 people watched that first video, and I got 1 like. Thank you very much. So I hope those 5 people will tune in again. I'm hoping this will come out better. So let's start off with the box sets. I got 3 of these Film Noir: The Dark Side of Cinema box sets. All right. Uh, volumes 2, 3, and 4. I don't know what happened to volume 1. I think that either it wasn't available in this sale or I already have the movies that were in that set. That's probably what it was. I can't remember. But let's start off with the first set, and I'll show you the movies. First, The Female Animal, starring Hedy Lamarr, and Thunder on the Hill, Claude Colbert and Blythe, and The Price of Fear, starring Merle Oberon and Lex Barker. Wow, that's quite a pair. Merle Oberon and Lex Barker. So that's volume 2. And let's see. Volume 3 has Abandon, starring Dennis O'Keefe and Gail Storm. Now, most of the films that I bought during this sale I have not seen. This is one that I actually have seen. I have another DVD copy that I bought, which is a pretty good print, but I wanted to get this, not just, well, I wanted to get the whole set, but this one has an audio commentary, so I'm glad to have it in this form. Here's a movie called The Lady Gambles, starring Barbara Stanwyck, and we have Richard Conte and Colleen Gray in Sleeping City. Okay? Big fan of Richard Conte. He's always good to watch. Very talented guy. Right? And finally, volume 4. And the 3 films in this are Stuck Inside the Box. Here we go. Six Bridges to Cross. Tony Curtis, Julie Adams. Here is Alan Ladd and Gail Russell. William Bendix in Calcutta. And finally, we have Frederick March, Edmund O'Brien. Wow, 2 great actors. An Act of Murder, right? Anybody seen that one? I haven't. Okay, so those are the 3 box sets, and now in no particular order, just chaos, I'll show you the rest of them. I better put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. All right. This is a movie called The Kiss Before the Mirror, early 1930s, starring an actress named Nancy Carroll. And that's why I bought this, because Nancy Carroll is an actress I've heard a lot about. She was a very popular star back during the early sound era, late 20s, early 30s. And I don't think I've ever seen her in anything. This also has Frank Morgan, Gloria Stewart, Paul Lucas, directed by James Whale. Yeah. I want to see Nancy Carroll. I just want to have the experience of seeing what she's like. She, as I said, she was a very big star, and then by the end of the 1930s, she was doing supporting roles, and I don't really know why she went into a decline, but I've seen a lot of pictures of her. She's a very beautiful actress, so that's why I bought this. Here's an interesting title, Bluebeard's Eighth Wife, starring Gary Cooper and Claude Colbert. That will be a lot of fun. Ernest Lubitsch directed this, okay? Here is, from the 1950s, Anna Lucosta. Anna Lucosta, starring Eartha Kitt and Sammy Davis Jr. And Eartha Kitt didn't make that many films. She's a really interesting lady. So that'll be fun to watch. Next up, this is a title that I never heard of until people started talking about getting this in the sale. And it's Faye Dunaway in Puzzle of a Downfall Child. Puzzle of a Downfall Child. Okay? Which I know nothing about, but it looks like a really intriguing film. Faye Dunaway was a very talented actress in those pre Mommy Dearest Days. All right, here we have a Western from 1950, James Stewart in Broken Arrow, which I'm sure I must have seen this on television way back in the day, but I don't remember it. Deborah Paget is in this, and she plays a Native American, which she is not. So that's another incident of political incorrectness, but I want to see it. Here's a film noir called The Bigamist, starring Ida Lupino, who also directs, along with along with her in the film. We have Joan Fontaine and Edmund O'Brien and Edmund Gwenn. Okay, The Bigamist. Here's a film from the 1950s. It's an English film, Connecting Rooms, starring Betty Davis and Michael Redgrave. Now, I have a copy of this on a DVD-R, which is an okay print, but not terrific. So I wanted to get this better imagery, and also it has an audio commentary. So, Betty Davis. Here from 1966, Blindfold, starring Rock Hudson and Claudia Cardinale, which I think is kind of a spy thriller. So that'll be interesting. Here we have, great film noir, Sterling Hayden and Gloria Graham, Naked Alibi, right? Naked Alibi. Sorry for my arm shaking. Here's I guess this is an English film. I really don't know, but it's got great actors in it. Beyond Therapy. It has Jeff Goldblum, Julie Haggerty, Glenda Jackson, Tom Conti, and Christopher Guest. Okay? Beyond Therapy. And here is a nice little horror, well, I guess it's a nice little horror film with a great title, And Soon the Darkness, starring Pamela Franklin. Pamela Franklin had a difficult time in the movies. She was always being chased or frightened, or she was screaming or doing something. But, so that'll be fun. Fun, yeah. Next up, we have another English film called It Always Rains on Sunday, starring an actress named Googie Withers. Googie Withers. Funny name, but she's a very talented lady. So, next up is Intermezzo from 1939, starring Ingrid Bergman and Leslie Howard. And this is the film that made Ingrid Bergman into an American screen goddess. Okay, she had previously made this in 1936 and 37 in Sweden. All right. Here is The Lion in Winter, starring Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn, historical drama. I don't think I've ever seen this. I may have seen part of it. So, next up is another film noir, John Payne, Evelyn Keyes, 99 River Street. Okay. And let's see. This is another English film that I don't know anything about, but I read the plot synopsis and I found it a fascinating idea. The Whisperers. Okay. Let's see. Edith Evans and Eric Portman. Certainly heard of Edith Evans, but I don't know much about her. Next up is it's a great old movie, great title. I've never seen it, but I love the title. Death Takes a Holiday with Frederick March. Okay, I've heard about that one for a long time. And also, way back in the day, we have A Farewell to Arms, starring Gary Cooper and Helen Hayes. All right. Okay, now keep going. This is from 1939. This is a comedy. Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard, The Cat and the Canary. Right? I'm a big fan of The Ghostbreakers, which they did after this. But I hear this is, I think I've seen part of this before. I'm not sure. Not really sure. Here's a movie called The Balcony, which I don't know very much about. It's about I guess, a house of prostitution where people can live out all their fantasies or something. Shelley Winters, Peter Falk, Lee Grant, Ruby Dee, and Leonard Nimoy. Now, the reason I bought this is because there's an actress in a supporting role, an actress that I've always loved, whom a lot of you may have heard of. I don't know. She's a comedian named Joyce Jameson, who became kind of well known for horror movie fans when she did the Tales of Terror, and she did a comedy of terrors. So she's always kind of well known for making those films at American International. And yeah, that's the main reason I wanted to buy this, but we'll see what it's like. The Birthday Party, yet another English film. Okay, The Birthday Party. Then we have, this is a French film that I've heard so many things about over the years. Some bad, some good, and my curiosity finally got the best of me. This is Last Year at Marienbad. Okay, all right. This is Diary of a Mad Housewife from 1970, starring Carrie Snodgrass, Richard Benjamin, Frank Langella. I never saw this back when it first came out. I just saw it fairly recently, a couple of years ago. I picked up a DVD-R copy, which is a fairly good print, but I wanted to get an audio commentary and learn more about it. This is a very interesting film. Uh, Carrie Snodgrass was a good actress who didn't make that many films, unfortunately. Here's another film that I've been hearing about recently, Ladybug, Ladybug. Okay? So I'm interested in getting into this. Ladybug, Ladybug. Um, Here is a movie called Desert Fury. Great cast of actors. We have Elizabeth Scott, John Hodiak, and Burt Lancaster. Also Mary Astor and Wendell Corey. What a great cast of actors. All right. From 1957, I believe, this is A Kiss Before Dying, starring Robert Wagner, Jeffrey Hunter, Virginia Leith, and Joanne Woodward. Kiss Before Dying. All right. Here is a movie from 1964, I believe, The Chalk Garden, starring Haley Mills, Deborah Carr, John Mills. Okay. Another one I managed to miss back in the day. Here's a movie I have seen before. This is a Western slash vampire movie called Curse of the Undead, which it's been a while since I've seen it. Dracula Out West. Here's a movie called Disputed Passage. Disputed Passage. Okay. Starring Dorothy Lamour, Akeem Tamiroff, John Howard, and I bought this because I'm a big fan of Dorothy Lamour, and I'd like to see a lot of her work, a lot of things that I've missed. Okay, The Jungle Princess and all that. All right, here is Gregory Peck, Tony Curtis, Captain Newman, M.D. from 1963, also starring Angie Dickinson, Bobby Darin, and Jane Withers is in it. And I have seen part of this back in the day, but I want to see it again all the way through. Here is Ingrid Bergman in Joan of Arc, which I've never seen. Okay. Next up is Britannia Hospital. This is something I just... Malcolm McDowell is in it, and I guess it's supposed to be a comedy. I can't remember why I bought this, but I did, so we'll see what it's all about. Here's another English film, Tom Courtenay and Julie Christie in Billy Liar, directed by John Schlesinger. Okay. And here is a movie I watched last night. One of the first ones out of this package that I watched. This is Dark Intruders, starring Leslie Nielsen. And, it was okay. It wasn't a great movie, but it did have a lot of great cinematography and had kind of some very good creepy moments. So, from 1965, I believe. Another movie that I have seen before, and I watched it last night, rewatched it, I should say, Alan Bates in Butley from 1973 and or 74, one of the two. And Jessica Tandy is also in it. Very good movie. Really a big fan of Alan Bates. Speaking of Alan Bates, another English film called In Celebration, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Okay. And here's a Mario Bava Giallo film called Five Dolls for an August Moon. Okay, from I believe 1969 or 1970, something like that. $5 for an August Moon. Here is a science fiction movie called They Came from Beyond Space, and I just bought that out of sheer curiosity because I like the title. They Came from Beyond Space. Boy, my arm is really shaking now. And the last one is Beware the Blob. Okay, a sequel to the classic movie with Steve McQueen. I think there were a couple of sequels. This has Robert Walker Jr., Godfrey Cambridge, Burgess Meredith, Garrett Graham, Larry Hagman, jeez, Sid Haig, Carol Lindley, Beware the Blob. All right, that should be fun. And anyway, that is my redone video for my haul from Kino-Lorber. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the shaky arm. And let me know what you think and let me know how many of these films you've seen. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care.